Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and this is a sequel to a previous video we did talking about all of the different EXP camps in Kuni leading up to around level 80. We're now going to be talking about level 80 to 30, and we're going to talk about some of the more unconventional camps. So let's go ahead and dig in. So at the end of my last series, we did talk about the Wyvern Warriors here. Excellent if you are a ranged player. Even if you're not a ranged player, this can be a really good camp. This is going to be in the Burning Desert and going to be very good. I rode this camp probably all the way up until at least 85 or 86, just because what happens when you hit this level is you approach what I'm going to call the wasteland for EXP camps. That would be Witch's Wood. I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to EXP in Witch's Wood, and Witch's Woods just has nothing, it feels like, except bad EXP locations with packs that are spread out further than normal and with monsters that are almost all ranged in every single pack. It's a pain for soulstones, it's a pain for EXP, so please stay away from Witch's Woods unless you want to like coincide and farm some soulstones while you're doing it. I would not recommend that. I would actually try and ride out Burning Desert. Personally, I would ride out Burning Desert until Woe Gone Wilds. Now, Woe Gone Wilds does have a couple of earlier camps which can be viable, particularly the Earth Spirits can be okay. My personal favorite, though, is the level 92 Wyvern Warriors. Now, this camp is basically where I went after my Wyverns on the in the desert. I basically came here under leveled because I had fire weapons and fire gear, and I rather have the safety of killing people or killing these monsters here at a higher level than going into Chaos Field, which just is a death pool. And you can see here someone else is already EXPing here. Usually rogues EXP here. This is really great for rogues and Engies. Of course, I am a rogue main, but you can see you can double pack really easily. This is just an excellent location. This is better, I would say, than Chaos Field. At least on our server, there is a lot of PKing that goes on in Chaos Field level 3. Maybe less so now that the new Chaos Field is released. But overall, I would say this is a great alternative. And if this camp gets a little packed, which it can be if a lot of people are kind of like discovering this or learning from this from their video, the higher end can go to another camp in Rainbow Valley. I think you can also, if we come around here, you can make a reasonably good EXP camp down here on the water enemies as well. If you come all the way down, you can double pack quite reliably the enemies down here, and they do give soul stones as well. You do want to farm the ones with the elemental kids are kind of the best ones, and one of the better places I like to be is right here in between them, because this just kind of gets the job done. Now, if you are wanting to stick here and camp here as well, I mean, this whole area, like Woe Gone Wilds, just has so many good EXP camps, in particular, especially for soul farming and EXP, if you're wanting to do both of these things, which I feel like a lot of the time between like 85 and 95, you're kind of EXPing and soulstone farming at the same time. Stay away from up here. This is kind of a messy area, but down here, believe it's past the first step. I think you can see someone over here killing already. This is also a really good camp, and there is really good soul stones here, and you actually have 3 camps right here, so you can actually 3-pack if you are a strong enough rogue. You can see this rogue chewable is reliably pulling 2 packs at a time. If you are melee, you could come here as well. These overall, this is just a really good camp. You could go down here. I've never tested the waters down here. This in particular has been, though, a camp that particularly has worked for me. Now, these monsters are level 95. If you're wanting to go even further and stay in the actual, what I would call the outer world, and you want to go to Rainbow Valley, the best recommendation I can give to you is actually teleport to the prison camp, and we're going to go for the dark element monsters. Now, the dark elemental monsters, you just hug the left wall from the prison camp, and it's very quiet. You kind of get left alone here. Nobody really comes and looks in this area. Up here, these monsters are really spaced out. You'll see people like single packing up here, which I think is just a terrible idea. If you come down here, you'll notice, so if you look at the pack size up here, it's a little bit larger, and that's one of the great things about Rainbow Valley is the pack sizes are larger. And depending on where you position yourself here on this side, you can pull all the packs, and you can see that they have 2, 4, 6, 7 of each. So if you do set your range wide, you can kill. These guys are level 96. This was my primary EXP camp outside of Chaos Fields when I did do Chaos Fields, or when I didn't do Chaos Fields. This is particularly good if you have people that are out like PKing your guild or PKing you. You just kind of get left alone. You can end up in a situation like this witch right here, level 100. I'm guessing probably not high weapon cursing, where you just do a solo pack. This is also effective. Like if you look at the killing speed, like this witch doesn't have to worry about anything, right? You don't have to worry about roaming. If you do pull a double pack here, you can potentially die depending on how weak you are. I was coming here as early as 95, 96, but you can die if you do double pack pull right here. Now it is time that we talk about Chaos Fields 3 or Sky Pirates 3, because there are some pretty common camps here, and I'm not the biggest fan of Sky Pirates 3. Sky Pirates, I feel like Chaos Fields for me has always been like death. Like there's always death. It doesn't matter what Chaos Field it is, there's always going to be death around. I had recommended earlier, if you are in the lower level of 80s, to go ahead and do like these Desert Boar Hunters are a good spot. You can double pack them. They are ranged. But the camp that everybody loves, and you will hear people just parrot this nonstop. They'll be like, oh, you got to go to the 100 Earth camp. And like on our server, the 100 Earth camp is never available. Like there is always people here, and they will always grief you and PK you. Like this is like, you know, you only come here if you are, you know, ready to get PK'd or griefed. So this is the camp. You camp in between the 2 packs of mobs. You pull both of them. There's only 1 room. Usually you'll find 2 people here. I personally still wanted to do some Chaos Field farming. So if you do want to still farm some Chaos Field, pre-102, very important. I actually find that camping right here and killing the fire monsters was actually pretty good. I found that especially as rogue, or I would imagine as melee as well, you're going to be able to hold aggro from both packs and kill them quite reliably. Again though, as with everything in Chaos Field, you do kind of pose the threat of getting PK'd here. The water can be really good. The problem you run into with water though is like, this is not like a camp that's good for multiple people. So like right here, it doesn't matter what camp I pull, I'm gonna be competing with this guy, right? So this is really only a 1-person camp. And I never do light and dark, because light and dark, while it is really good, and while it was really good post 102, I stay away from it because you can accidentally trigger 4 packs and you can literally kill yourself. Like depending on what you do or how your AI settings, like this could end up being you, and then you could just get ganked and literally die, and you'll be like, I got PK'd, but then you'll realize that it was just your own stupidity that did in fact get you killed. Once you hit 102 though, right now, because there's no other area in the outer world, the non-Chaos Field world, I would 100% recommend the Chaos Field. If you can survive and handle the BK, there's no EXP in the game that's better, and there's a couple of camps in here that are really good. So I think no matter what, if you come in here, the Earth 108 mobs are going to be good no matter what level you are. The problem you have with Earth 108 mobs is they're one of the most competitive. You could kill some of the fire mobs here. You want to stay on the main lane because the light and the dark monsters are basically super tanky. This is going to be the best camp right here. If you position your character correctly, you can get this one, and this one. So you can see Dexermon's a little bit out of position, but he's a melee, so that's to be expected, right? But you can at least double tank. Again, problem with that camp is that you are going to end up dying from PK a lot if you are there, unless you're in like a top guild. Important note here is that there are some mobs in this Chaos Field that drop like food items and then also drop the imprinting stones without the buffs. That's one of the camps, not to be confused with the rest of the fire mobs here. This is one of the camps that drop them. You can do the water mobs here as well. You just want to make sure that you get positioned in between a good pack. So like right in here would be good, or right in the middle here, or right here. But like you wouldn't want to position yourself right here, right? Because the monsters are too far apart. But if you do get in here, this is a really good one. And the current camp that I'm using the most right now is actually this spot right here, where Gusher is currently another content creator. So there's a pack that spawns over here, and then he's probably like, what the fuck is Diggs doing? And then there's a pack that spawns over here, and you can just camp in the middle and kill both of them. You'll run into familiar issues, so your familiar will run down here and like do super weird ass stuff. So just, you may want to lean off the wall a bit if you are camping here. And then you can see, just camp anywhere in between the two packs. This guy over here is getting 2 packs. So everybody here is doing a double pack farm right now. And this is definitely the way to go. And this is, of course, the most popular place right now, because everybody's trying to get to 110, which honestly, this camp, because the monsters are 108, you're probably like getting to 110 isn't going to stop you farming here probably, because from my understanding, the new chaos field that you access at 110, the monsters are really difficult to kill is my understanding. So you'll probably end up staying here until 114. That's my current plan. I'll definitely go and test out like EXP per hour and see what I can figure out on the next chaos field. But right now, the Earth 108 monsters are pretty good. And if the Earth 108 monsters are too competitive, which again, I've been PK'd like 3 times here, you can just go and kill the water monsters and nobody gives a fuck if you're killing the water monsters. Like nobody cares at all. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully these camps help you out, and I'll catch you guys all next time.